I think quite a bit of people struggle with winter. They struggle with the lack of light they get, the lack of warmth that the summer brings, and spring. Let's just say winter lacks a lot of things, which can lack our internal happiness. Since I've been experiencing winter for the very first time, I will honestly say that I absolutely love the snow. If it was snowing every single day, I would not be disappointed. I would be overjoyed. But when the snow melts away, everything is dead and brown and lifeless and colorless, and it is so dreadful. I now understand what it's like living in a winter season and having to cope with these things because I'm experiencing it, and it hasn't snowed much this winter, so it's not as picturesque as I hoped. So if you're like me and you're going through a winter season that just doesn't feel the greatest, I'm going to talk to you about different ways to enjoy winter and find comfort in it. The first thing I'm going to discuss is your surroundings, your decor. This has such a huge impact on me, and I think that it will for you as well. If you just invest a little bit of time into it, it can really change how you feel. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the color of your walls, the colors that are within your environment. I'm renting a house and the entire house is painted in a light blue and a light gray blue, which is the worst colors for winter. In the wintertime, it makes everything feel cold, look cold. It is not a cozy color. So if you are able to paint your walls, paint them something that's a little bit of a warmer tone. You can go with like an eggshell, beige, a cream, some tans, something that's neutral but just feels more warm. The next thing is something I was actually able to do within my space is to bring all my plants inside. When Christmas came around, I removed all of my vines that I used to hang up because I wanted my Christmas decorations to take over instead. But once I removed those Christmas decorations, I pulled out all my vines again and I put them back up because the lack of green that I was seeing outside was just depressing, and I needed it within my space. I needed to see something green. Lighting. Just like the decor that you surround yourself with, lighting makes such a huge difference. Without good lighting, it doesn't matter what's around you. You can ruin a space by having the wrong type of lights. So what I tend to go for is candles, or for vintage light bulbs. Vintage light bulbs it's not a super overpowering light. It's just going to be the perfect mood lighting, something that you would see in a romantic restaurant. The next thing to make your space a little more cozy and enjoyable is to put up twinkle lights or Christmas lights or fairy lights. I think these are the perfect little additive to a room and a space to make it feel cozy. And you'll find that on Pinterest, if you go through some really cozy aesthetic photos, they tend to have those lights in there, and it's for a good reason. The smells within your place. If you are getting candles, make sure they are scented. And if you don't have candles, you could invest in a wax melt. These are great. It's a great option for some because it's a lot cheaper than a candle, and they last probably longer, I would say. And you can consistently change out the scents. Another thing that you can do is you can buy a fireplace. You can get a mantle and a fireplace on Amazon. My sister just got one in her house and it looks just like a mantle and a fireplace. It's unbelievable. I didn't even know this was a thing, but I found out recently, and it really brought this room, which she turned into her living room, together. It made it feel as if it was a place for community, where friends and family could spend their evenings playing games. Now, if you don't want to do that, you could just get a little miniature fireplace. The next thing for decor is to make sure you have lots of pillows and blankets to make yourself comfortable when you are around the house. I have pillows sitting on my wooden chairs just to make them more cozy when I sit down, and I have fuzzy pillows on my couch and blankets in all the bedrooms. It just makes people that visit feel more comfortable, but most importantly, me. So now that you have the decor in your house that will make you feel a little more cozy and appreciate winter. Let's talk about some of the activities that you can do in your home and outside of your home to bring comfort into the season. The first one on the list of activities is to play some music. Play whatever type of genre you like. I personally go for jazz coffee shop music, jazz lobby music, or classical. There's so much out there, but music truly does lift your spirits even in the worst times. So just keep that in mind, because it's amazing how you can listen to one song and it can change your entire mood. One of the most comforting things, I think, is when you find a song that matches your exact mood or matches something that you're going through, or maybe the lyrics are spot on to something you're thinking about. Oh, I love when I find those songs. You can even blast your music and dance by yourself or sing in the mirror. I don't know about you, but as a kid I used to do this all the time, and it was so much fun just playing pretend and dancing like no one was watching, and I think that's something we should all still partake in. The next thing to do is to get outside of the house, and if you don't feel like walking, go for a car ride. I'll just look at all the snow and the beautiful scenery that the snow creates for me. Even better is if you can get someone else to drive, and then you can just watch the world go by in the window. That's really nice too. Visiting a 24-hour diner or store, it's so comforting to know that there's stuff that's open 24 hours a day and there are people there that you can converse with. Because I stay at home a lot, and recently a convenience store opened down the street from me and I walked to it late at night, and it was so nice to go chat with someone in there and just know that if I want to go see people at any time of the day, I really can. The next one is to read a book, because this is a way of escapism, and there's nothing like reading a book that takes you out of your current situation for the positive. For me, I love to read romance right now, and I really am in love with reading books that take place in really cool destinations that aren't in winter, because I'm escaping to that place when I read it. Take vitamin D. You might forget about this one, but this is actually really important for your health. And if you're not getting enough sunlight, it can make you depressed. So if you feel like you're going through those winters where you are feeling really down and you're not seeing enough sun, then take some vitamin D, and I guarantee it's going to make you feel a lot better. Do something every single day to reach your future goal. There is something very comforting in the fact that knowing if you reach for your goals every day and you do something every day, that at some point in the future, those goals will come to pass. The next one is to watch animals play in the snow. You can watch birds, you can watch someone's pets, you can watch your own pet. Animals are such beautiful creatures that roam this earth, and when you see a dog hopping through the snow and playing, it just lifts your spirits so much. The next activity is to remember that you can be a kid. So you can be a responsible adult and still do kid things and still have a childlike mind. That is perfectly okay. So if it's snowing, go outside and go sledding. Go have a snowball fight with some friends or your significant other, or just build a snowman by yourself. If the sun does come out, go rest in it, and you can close your eyes and just imagine it's summer. That's what I like to do, and honestly, it really does convince me it's summer for a split second. I'm like, if I open my eyes right now, I'm going to be somewhere where it's really warm. Plus, it's very good for our bodies to get exposure to sunlight. Get bundled up and go on a nature walk. You can go to your park, you can just walk on the sidewalk down the street, just go in your backyard, go in your front yard, grab a blanket, wrap yourself up, put on some snow pants, put on some sweatpants, make yourself a warm beverage to hold when you are walking, and just kind of embrace the chilliness, but make sure you're still warm. And this kind of goes with the next one, which is to drink a warm beverage on a chilly day. There is nothing like it being freezing cold outside and you are inside drinking something warm and feeling it go through you, and it warms your entire body. Oh my gosh, I love that feeling. The next one is to bake. If you aren't a big baker, I recommend just doing it. I feel like everyone's parents have baked for them at some point, or even just like friends' parents. And when I bake and I smell the aroma that fills the house, it is so nostalgic to me. And taking your time to do something that you made with your hands, it's a really lovely feeling, and it's the perfect time to do it when it's cold outside. Get ready for your day. I know this is a simple thing, but it's not like I get ready for my day every single day, but when I do, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot more motivated. I feel like I am taking the initiative. I'm taking the step to make myself get things done, and it's a small thing, but you can do it, and it will make you happier when you do. Wear warm clothing, wear sweats. Pull out your sweaters, stay super warm in your house because it's comfortable and you don't have to do anything. So get cozy and work on your computer, do whatever you have to do, and clothes that make you feel comfortable and keep you warm. The next thing is to take a bath, or even just a foot bath. This is probably something I do at least once a day because my feet get really cold in the wintertime, so I'll go sit in the bathtub and just warm my feet, and it's kind of like a little hot tub. You can find a new hobby like painting. You can do a follow along painting video, play piano, crochet, knit. Just take an hour out of your day to invest in a new hobby. You can also journal, you can write. The possibilities are endless. Just do whatever makes you happy. Just find one thing that feels creative to you, that you really enjoy doing, and it feels effortless, and do that thing. Write down a gratitude list daily. This is something I've been practicing. I did skip a few days though. But I do feel like this does really help because there are things to be thankful for every day, even if it's just the fact that you woke up today. That is a huge thing to be thankful for. And that can be at the top of your list if you can't think of anything else. But I guarantee once you come up with one thing, you will be able to come up with so many more things, and it will just make you, it will make your day feel better. It'll make you feel better overall because you realize there's so much to be grateful for. Make a comfort meal. Mine would have to be macaroni and cheese. I don't know why, but that's always been my comfort meal for some reason. But soup is also a really good option for me, probably because my mom would make me chicken noodle soup when I was little, when I was sick, and that just feels very comforting to me. But I feel like this is a really good thing that you can do, and plus, you gotta eat, so live by candlelight. I feel like I say this all the time, but living by candlelight is so moody, and it makes me feel as if I'm living in a different era. Just seeing candlelight and living how people used to live and using that light within my space instead of the lights we have now, even though I'm so grateful for electricity, obviously. There's nothing like living by candlelight and cooking by candlelight and listening to classical music and eating by candlelight. There's a reason that candles feel so romantic. So now that we've gotten through the activities and the decor portion of this video, I wanted to talk about some comforting thoughts that maybe you don't think about often, but hopefully this makes you think a little bit right now and you find comfort in these too. Contemplating our place in the universe and understanding how small we really are. When I just imagine myself up in space looking down at Earth and realizing how tiny we are, that time heals all. This is a really great one because I can think back on a very bad time in my life and see where I am now and know that I don't feel those feelings anymore, and I got through it and I'm a lot stronger now. That we are all stardust. Everything around you, we are made of the same things that you see in the sky. That is absolutely crazy and comforting at the same time, because if we are made of all of the things that we see around us, things that you want to accomplish, you really can, because we are all connected through the fabric of the universe. Making eye contact with another person your age on a plane, compliments from strangers. That someone at this exact moment is going through the exact same thing as you and feels the exact same way. The sound that puppies and kittens make. The sight of two strangers on a date. When you read about a person who has struggled and has achieved all of their goals. When you are at a concert and everyone starts singing and dancing to the same song, and you start dancing and singing with the stranger next to you. And the last one is that Disney World exists. I had to say this because that's the one place where adults can beat children, and it's okay. Alright, so that is it for this video. I hope that you found comfort in all these things that I mentioned, and it gave you some ideas to bring some warmth into your home and into your life.